So it seems like Turkey has a new territorial gain inside Syria. They're about to control the country. We are trying to find out how are they going to be controlling this country, indirectly or directly. Let's find out the secret plan that Turkey has to actively be the key kingmaker inside Damascus. Hello, everybody. My name is Stavros. I'm a professor of international relations and an advocate for democracy. You are here with me on Black Flag Media. This is an independent channel promoting all the obvious things: democracy, peace, which is something that we are fighting for in this day and age, and also independent political analysis, which is what we're going to be doing tonight. So what I wanted to discuss is this new development inside Syria. It seems like Turkey is the big winner of this conflict. They have been allying themselves for many years now with terrorists, jihadist, Islamist terrorists like ISIS. Turkey supported and funded them, and now they're supporting and funding Hayat Tahrir al-Sham, the group which is, in a sense, governing Syria, Damascus, and also the so-called Free Syrian Army, which is more directly linked and controlled by Turkey in the Kurdish territories of Syria. So we're trying to understand how they're going to be controlling this territory, because they're saying they're really, really happy that they have conquered these lands. They consider these lands to be Turkic, actually. The ruling coalition member, Bahtiyali, he's an ally of Erdogan, the president of the country. But so Bahtiyali has been saying that Aleppo is Muslim, but also Turkic. The Turks have been flying the Turkish flags in Aleppo Castle. They have been talking about it in the country. If you read the news in Turkey, they're saying that maybe these are two new districts. Turkey has 81 prefectures, and they're saying that the 82nd can be Aleppo and the 83rd can be Damascus. So they're saying that we should be annexing these lands. Erdogan, in an imperialistic crescendo, he has been saying that what has been happening in Syria is a proof that Turkey is more than Turkey, meaning that we have obviously imperialistic goals, and we cannot be constrained inside the Turkic lands of today. We should be expanding and occupying and annexing other people's lands. So he has been saying this. He's saying that this is our destiny. Let me remind you that there is the so-called Turkic national oath, which is over 100 years old, and it's basically the Turkish oath that says that the Turks should annex lands that they lost in World War I because they lost the war, and because of people's freedom movements, like Greece, creating our own country and freeing our cities, such as Thessaloniki, which is in Macedonia. The Turks are saying in their national oath, they have been saying for more than 100 years now, that they want to annex these lands. They did so in Aleppo. They want to annex and occupy cities inside Iraq, like Kirkuk and Mosul. Also, they're saying that they want to get their hands on the Balkans, like in Greece, in Cyprus, the southern part, which is free. So they're pretty much in the rise, imperialistically speaking. They want to occupy other people's lands. So let's see the actual plan. I managed to find out some details about the so-called plan, how to run the country through this so-called parallel structure in Syria. So to be fair, they have been testing this plan all these years now. They have been occupying illegally Syrian territories in the northern part of the country, specifically the Kurdish cities in the eastern part of Syria, northern eastern part of Syria. I'm referring to the cities, the Girespi and Serekaniye, these two cities. They have been trying to implement this plan since 2016. Also, the last more than 2, 3, almost 4 years now in Idlib, where the jihadi land was based, Idlibistan, which was the occupied parts of Syria by the Turkish terrorist organizations like Hayat Tahrir al-Sham, which is now running the country. So they have been trying to do this already. They have the experience, and they're willing to do this, to expand this nationwide. That's the plan, at least. So the plan is two-faceted. They want to appoint individuals like advisors in the country, and these advisors can be they will be Turks, of Turkish nationality, but also they want to appoint leaders, specific individuals in government positions. So how are they going to be going about to do that? So the idea is to have some advisors, and they will be officials, but under the guise of an advisor, and they will be instructed to remain behind the scenes to avoid, like giving the appearance of that they're interfering in the domestic affairs of the country, but they will be basically governing the country. They will be deploying a large contingent of advisors across all the various branches of the Syrian government, like the judiciary, the legislative, the executive, what have you. Allegedly, they will be sharing expertise of good governance, and they will be there to help them rebuild their own country, because it's truly, Syria is destroyed. Its foundations, its institutions, they are weakened. So these Turks, the Turkish advisors, will support them. It's simple, but they will be governing, in essence. They will be like technocrats governing the country. The Turks, they want to avoid what happened in Iraq, the mistakes of the Americans. The Americans destroyed the Ba'ath Party. They the Ba'ath effort of the Americans, meaning to dismantle the Ba'ath political and social institutions from the country, which created an immense vacuum for ISIS, the Islamic State, to take advantage and take over. So the Turks are saying, we're not going to be repeating the American mistakes. We're going to be creating one national army in Damascus. Everybody's going to be included in that, but this army will be led by both Hayat Tahrir al-Sham and the Free Syrian Army. Both are terrorist organizations. For instance, the leader of Hayat Tahrir al-Sham, al-Jalani, he is a wanted man. There's a 10 million US dollars prize if you manage to give information about his whereabouts, but everybody knows where he is, because he's already in discussions with Western leaders, which is crazy. But in any case, the Turks are saying that these two organizations should lead the united armed forces of Syria, and obviously they are controlled by Ankara, so Ankara will control the country through Ba'ath by them. So again, no de-Ba'athification process this time around. Also, the Turks are saying that no, they're not saying, they're actively trying to install their own political puppets inside Damascus. So their military puppets are the terrorists, the jihadi terrorists like HTS and the Free Syrian Army. But now they have also political puppets. They have been investing in them as well. Same time, they have been investing militarily, but also politically. For instance, let me give you some examples here. There is one key individual. I'm talking mostly about Muslim leaders, Syrian Muslim leaders, that they have taken refuge inside Turkey, and Turkey has been paying them. Turkey has bought them off, and they're basically Ankara's puppets. For instance, there's one individual named Riyad Farid Hajab. He is the former prime minister of Syria, actually, who defected to Turkey in 2012, and he later assumed the role of the head of the so-called Syrian opposition. He led negotiations in Geneva. And he is a political figure. Again, he asked and received political asylum in Turkey. He has been living inside Turkey. Everything is paid by the Turks, so he has been bought by the Turks. He will be reintroduced in Syrian politics, mind my words. Also, another key individual named Khalid Hoxha. He is a Syrian Turkmen, and now he became a Turkish national. He changed his name to Hoxhaoglu, from Hoxha. Also another prominent individual, and he is involved in these efforts of the Turks to install political puppets. They have the military puppets of Hayat Tahrir al-Sham, so now they're going to be installing these political puppets. Also, another step that they're considering, the Turks, is to create this alliance of sorts, an agreement with the government, the interim government, to legalize Turkish troops inside Syria. So yes, they want also Turkish troops, Turkish boots on the ground, that the so-called interim government, which is HTS and FSA, Hayat Tahrir al-Sham and Free Syrian Army, will be voting in favor of legalizing and giving a permanent status and legal status to these occupying forces. Also, they're saying, the Turkish Defense Minister Yaşar Güler is saying, that we are very close already to a deal, a comprehensive military training and defense cooperation agreement. So the Turks will have military advisors in addition to the political advisors to help this new army to be, created in the first place and established. So it seems that the Turks will help shape the newly formed so-called Syrian army. So it will be controlled by the Turks from the get-go. So military advisors will help create the army and will be controlling the army, and then political advisors will help create the political institutions and will be controlling the political institutions. And also political appointees that have been receiving safe harbor in Turkey will be appointed in managerial, ministerial even positions in an official capacity governing for Erdogan inside Syria. Finally, the final step, the final nail in the coffin, I would say, it's the idea, Turkey's plan to establish a constitutional commission to help the Syrians draft a new legislation, which is crazy. If you see the actual Turkish constitution, it's a mess. You can see how they're changing their constitution, every couple of years to suit the Sultan's dreams and wishes and aspirations, Erdogan's wishes and aspirations. He was prime minister, then he became president. Now they want to change the Turkish constitution again. These people would actually help the Syrians to create a democratic constitution. Not even that, they're saying that we're going to be helping the Syrians to draft and create and vote on a democratic constitution, which is going to be inclusive for the minorities. I have many things to say about what the Turkish constitution, the Turkish government has been doing against the minorities inside Turkey, namely the Kurds. They have been hunted down. There's genocide against the Kurds, the Armenians, the Assyrians, the Greeks of the Pontus area in Turkey, in Anatolia. They have been hunted down, and there's a witch hunt, and there are fascist attacks against them. This country, these people, allegedly will help the Syrians to create a democratic and inclusive constitution. Obviously, it's a joke. Obviously, it's a power grab. The Turks want to get their hands inside Syria any way possible they can, constitution-wise, political-wise, financial-wise. They are going to be rebuilding Syria. More than $400 billion are going to be this is the big price to rebuild Syria, and Turkish manufacturers are going to be doing that, and guess who's going to be paying? Either Qatar or other Arab countries, or either maybe even the West. So we're going to be paying so the Turks can get money to buy more weapons to use or threaten the West, meaning Greece and Cyprus. And at the same time, obviously the Turks are waging a genocidal war against the Kurds in northeastern Syria, meaning the Kurds in Rojava. So this is the plan. This is how they're going to be doing it. I think this was important. That's why I wanted to put this into your attention. If you did like this video, please like and subscribe, because more of these videos will be coming your way. Thank you guys. See you in the next one. Keep raising the black. Some Turkish nationals are already inside the country in Syria, and they have been already attacking institutions. They have been attacking minorities like the Druze community, like the Christian community. Specifically, a deputy head of the youth organization of the ruling AKP party of this is the Erdogan party inside Turkey. So a deputy head of the youth movement of Erdogan's party has been actively fighting inside Syria. He's a commander, it seems, of some of these terrorist organizations, and he's posting videos from Latakia, which is on the western side of the country in the Mediterranean coast. So he's saying that we have been conquering this land. Again, this is not just any Turk. This is the deputy head of the youth movement of Erdogan's party, which tells you a lot about how the deep state, even the actual members of the Erdogan party, are not only guiding this country, but they're fighting against minorities in Syria.